if Styles make fights and if Khabib wants to come back, we can go again. No problem. He's not throwing any leg kicks, you know.
All right, everybody, welcome back. I don't know why I did that, but here, anyway. Welcome back to episode 32 of the Sweet Science Podcast with myself, Fat Mouse. Who else we got here?
I'm Cash with a K and not a C.
Wow. So, guys, forgive us if the energy dips, but I don't think it will because we're high right now, yeah? Mm-hmm. It's 8:22 a.m. Yeah, we ain't slept. We're just fresh off or the back of the UFC 257. Yeah? That just took place moments ago. We usually record this on a Sunday evening. This is coming to you earlier than usual. Okay? Mm-hmm. Nothing fancy about this episode because there's too much to talk about. Yeah? So rather than the dessert of the day, the dessert of the week and all that rubbish, yeah? Let's just be real. We're here for the fight talk today because it's overshadowing everything else. The news is overshadowing everything else. Okay? So we've made ourselves coffees in a little cup. These are from my yard. They're actually rather small. They're more like espresso shots. I'm going to hold it like the Queen does. Where is it? Bam. Little finger there. If it doesn't do that, you ain't drinking properly. Marvelous, darling. Yeah? And it's a breakfast hour. Yeah, so we thought let's go to
breakfast of the week.
We didn't think let's go to Tesco was the only place open at the time. This was more like 7 o'clock, and so we got their
cinnamon
pastry selection. But we went there as they were bringing them out, so they are warm. They're still warm. They're still, you know what I mean.
It's a strong coffee.
It's strong blood.
Yeah.
They're still like soft as well. So I got myself, we got the same thing. I got a cinnamon swirl and a custard crown. I think that's what it's called. So one of these as well. And I'm just ready to batter. So we're going to treat this like a conversation / discussion of the fight today. I mean, it's not going to be no review. If it's dank, I'll tell you, but really and truly, this is Tesco. You can find out for yourself for 85p. But yeah, guys, UFC 257 headlined by Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier. This was obviously their second meeting in the cage.
Rematch.
It was a rematch about 7 years in between. 7 years apart.
Yeah.
Bomba.
Oh my gosh. Madness.
I think we'll go in reverse order just because it's just there.
So,
go on.
If you guys were aware of what was happening on the card, it was a sort of a mini round robin kind of tournament in the lightweight division. So Khabib defeated Justin Gaethje a few months ago. Defended his title and then retired, causing a bit of confusion in the division.
Disruption.
Yeah, disruption. A bit of a limbo. And similar around a similar time, the UFC signed former Bellator lightweight champion Michael Chandler. Iron Michael Chandler. And then obviously, as we touched on last week, he sort of had discussions of fighting certain guys, Gaethje, Khabib. He never really had discussions to fight Conor. There was Tony Ferguson in there.
Sorry.
And is it banging, yeah? I'm gonna
fresh.
sort of dig in soon. And nothing really materialized for him. Then came Dan Hooker. Dan the Hangman Hooker, New Zealand-born knockout artist, who accepted the fight. And then that fight was put on as the co-main event for UFC 257, which was held at the Etihad Arena in Abu Dhabi on Yas Island. And just like, I can't put into words how excited we were for the build-up of the fights, the lead up to the fights, and then the fights themselves. The
whole thing. Oh, blood, I'm covered in crumbs. Forgive me, but this is what happens.
Check.
No, I already wiped. I already brushed it, combed it.
But yeah, usually, like Mal said, we'd record later on, but the excitement was too hard to contain. Like we just couldn't do it.
Absolutely.
It was, let's get out and discuss because it's so fresh on our minds, and it was just worth. Like it's just, you know, it was worth coming in and discussing.
There's no point in wasting time, you know, sleeping on it, waking
literally.
up, talking about it.
And it was worth it because. So we're going to talk about the co-main event.
All right, go on.
Chandler, Hooker.
I blatantly said 3 minutes ago, let's go straight into the main thing and we can work backwards. I blatantly said it because it's excitement.
Yeah.
But he wants to just, I mean...
I've got to get a little background.
No, but we don't need no... Okay, we're giving the background, but let's go into what just happened.
Michael Chandler knocked Daniel Hooker. I don't even know if Daniel's his full name. Must be.
This is now the crown, the custard crown. So I've already battered the cinnamon swirl. Now I'm on the custard crown. Cinnamon swirl was all right still. Yeah? Now we're going to bang this up. Please take it away, sir. Squire.
He's complaining about me circling. Let's talk about custard crowns. Chandler knocked out Hooker in devastating, fantastic, fascinating fashion. Absolute bulldog. He described him perfect. Bulldog.
Who's he?
Chandler. Michael Chandler.
Idiot.
Who? Oh, he's in Mouse.
I described him perfectly because
I'm pointing at him. There's no one else in the room. Sound technician's not here today. He's on holiday. It was just amazing. It was a first round knockout, and he came out hungry. He came out with bad intentions.
He had to prove a point. He had to show. He had to put everyone on. What do they call it? Put them on
notice.
On notice. Yeah.
He made a statement. He made a statement. He came out and he, you know, people had in mind sort of that he'd come out and probably grapple, probably look for the takedowns, try and maul, try and ground and pound, maybe look for a submission. But
I'm done, by the way.
Chandler comes with that Mike Tyson-esque vibe. That's why they call him Iron Mike Chandler. You know?
Mike Tyson.
Small in height, stocky, but explosive. Explosive. Yeah? Hit him with a dynamite of a left hook.
Madness.
And you saw it. He was trying to build. He was chopping, like we always talk about.
Yep. He's going to he's putting water in the basement 100%. He was going with almost meaningless punches to the body, really. Because he's a lot shorter than Hooker.
They were very textbook though. As in, not textbook, what's the word, sorry, when it's bait. It was very obvious.
They choreographed, they were
choreographed, that's it. Because he was looking to just...
He confused him. It was a setup though. No, it was a setup. It was throw to the body, do nothing, throw to the body, do nothing.
Bring him down.
Throw to the body. So obviously, like Teddy Atlas says, putting water in the basement, slowing him down. When you go to the body, when you attack the body, you slow your opponent down. But on top of that, he made it difficult to read what was coming next because you start thinking, well, he's just throwing to the body. He's just throwing that right. Nothing follows, so I'll do something else of my own.
I think he was the only left hand that landed in the fight.
I believe so.
I literally think that was it. I don't think Chandler threw a single kick, if I remember.
I want to rewind slightly as well because Dan Hooker said, listen, I'm ready to go. I know this is a tough fight for me, but I'm ready to go in. And I did slyly have Dan like to win. I had Dan to win that fight, the Hangman Hooker.
We did a poll. We ran a poll beforehand, and the majority had Hooker. I'll put it up now. And as you can see from the percentages, Dan Hooker was, according to the Sweet Science Media, the poll we ran on Instagram was the favourite to win the fight, from what you guys said.
Yeah, he was the favourite, the bookie's favourite. He was the bookie's favourite, yeah.
And also, as you saw, we are the Sweet Science Media now. We've changed the Instagram. So do follow us on all the social medias as we're
subscribe.
Here. There we go.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Done.
And like, comment, subscribe, do the whole shebang.
Absolutely. Just do it.
But yeah, it was upsetting, man. I had Chandler winning. As we got closer to the fight, I sort of started to see maybe Hooker could cause an upset.
You saw how he could take the fight also, yeah?
But just Chandler proved to a lot of people, and listen, let's not get carried away because it's only his first fight.
Yep.
And shocks happen a lot. And I'm not saying it was a shock, but I've seen fighters who are in different leagues to someone else, completely
Yep.
get dismantled, lose. It happens in all sports. I'm not saying let's get carried away, but Michael Chandler, in my opinion, and I think in a lot of people's, especially UFC fans now, who doubted him, he has proven that he is the real deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's come in, first fight, taken a top contender.
Absolutely.
Someone who can put you to sleep, someone who can take you into deep waters, drag you into deep waters and drown you. We've seen it in numerous fights with Dan Hooker. And he came out and he wasn't shy. He wasn't scared of the occasion. He came out looking to put on a clinic, to put him to sleep. Yeah? And he did it. And he did it. You said it. What was he saying? He's looking frustrated.
He was looking very tense. So I mentioned this before. I don't know too much about Chandler. I haven't seen that much of him. You understand? I mean, apparently Dan Hooker made the same mistake. Didn't watch too much of his previous fights. Didn't watch the tapes. So I don't know his style. So I'm in there and I'm just like, he just looks really tense. It looked uncomfortable, but that's because I don't know him. To me, then it looked uncomfortable. But really and truly, he was just ready. He was engaged. He was focused, and he was just he had bad intentions from the get go. That's exactly what it is. So when I'm saying that whatever he was thrown to the body, that straight right he was thrown to the body, it wasn't meaningless because it was he wasn't able to land it. It was meaningless because it was the setup punch for what was to come. Yeah. Now again, let's talk about Hooker's performance. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm quite upset with that. I did have Hooker going in there and potentially taking the fight, but that would have required him to press the action. That would have required him to use his height, use his reach. He didn't, like you said, he didn't use his jab. He depended on the kicks, which they just weren't really effective enough. Obviously,
he didn't throw enough. He just,
what did
Dana say? He froze. That's it. Dana said it looked like Hooker froze in there. And
froze. I was saying throws. I was thinking what?
No, froze. Yeah.
He did. He was constantly backing up.
And that's what I'm saying. Chandler was getting frustrated because you kept seeing him drop his hand and say, "Come on."
Yeah,
come.
Yeah.
And that's what
shocked me. It was like a minute of just circling the cage.
Yeah, and that's what shocked me because I was like, usually that's what Hooker's doing to guys.
Yes.
And I know Chandler's explosive and he likes that kind of fight. But remember, Chandler isn't a striker. He isn't a boxer. He doesn't come from a kickboxing background, a boxing background. He just has attributes to put you lights out.
Yeah.
He's so explosive.
He's got bad intentions. Do you know what I mean? Everything's there with conviction. Everything he strikes with, and it's clear now. Like I said, I don't know him as well as, maybe others.
I hope people rate him now.
No, I never did it. It's never a case of me not rating him.
No. I'm just saying there's a lot of people out there
he's a Bellator champion.
who are, it's silly because again, styles
just doubters,
make fights.
Doubters.
But people kept saying he's another Ben Askren. He's going to be a Ben Askren.
Yeah.
And you got to remember, Ben, in his own right, is a world class athlete, but in his own way, if he grabs you and takes you down, it's a very long night for you. Yeah. He's super strong in the clinch. He's won numerous titles in different organizations, but he just doesn't have the ability with his hands the way Chandler does.
Yeah,
Chandler has got knockout power. He's explosive. He's quick with his punches, and you saw it. Again, I thought, like you said, Hooker was a bit. I wouldn't say he's gun shy, but something wasn't right. It wasn't the usual Hooker.
Yeah.
And I get maybe he switched up the plan, and I think it was the right plan to come in and try and outwork him, outbox him, keep him at distance. He's a smaller man. Use your physical advantages in the fight.
Yeah.
But he
couldn't. I don't think he had enough time. You understand? The first round's always the feeling out. 9 times out of 10, it's the feeling out process anyway.
He expected it though, because he kept saying, in all of the pre-fight interviews I saw of Hooker, he kept saying, Chandler likes to exchange. You'd expect someone with his experience to not want to come out straight away in the first round and bang. Literally, that's what he was saying. He was like, he comes out all the time and is trying to put people to sleep.
Yes.
if you expected it, you should have been aware that.
You should have been ready for it still.
And it was just, obviously in hindsight, it's all good to say you should have, or you would have, you could have. But big credit goes to Chandler because he walked him down, stalked him all fight.
Stalked him, perfect.
It was no. I've never seen Hooker take a backward step, but he was on his back foot the whole fight.
He like circumambulated the whole of the cage 3-4 times. I mean, in the first minute. Do you get me? So that was.
Bro, talking about the call out.
Who's? Oh my gosh. Okay, so like Cash said,
we need a round of applause for that call out, blood. Because for me, I know you don't like the WWE-esque.
Yeah,
the
I don't know
stuff.
it. I don't know it, innit? It just seems
Just
before I knew it was a reference. He was
lit.
actually referencing somebody. I was like, this seems very, very like WWE. In fact, WWF, like the old school thing. But so basically, obviously, after winning, in such dramatic style, dramatic fashion, he called out everyone, bruv. Please remind me how the call out went, because
he just said
he named
Conor, Dustin, and Khabib.
I don't think he named. I think he just kind of no. He just said Dustin, move over. He didn't even call him out.
He didn't call him out.
He called out. Yeah, he called out
Conor and
Khabib,
but he said to Dustin, your time's almost up.
Dustin, your time's almost up, or your time's up. Khabib, like, let's go. I mean, not Khabib.
And boy, was he wrong.
McGregor, let's go. And Khabib, it would be an honor to share the cage with you. Yeah. Now the whole thing was, we'll actually try to get that video if we can, hopefully. The whole thing was very dramatic. Like, I was like, right, this guy just sounds like he's in the WWE. And then DC, Daniel called me straight after. He was like, I love that, man. That's a Ric Flair kind of call out. And I didn't get the reference in it, but it did seem very dramatic and dramatized, didn't it?
To me, it looked rehearsed.
Oh, he definitely rehearsed
but
it, bruv.
He didn't stutter. It's hard to come out and do it.
Yeah. He knew,
and he
was
nailed
ready.
it. I can't lie to you. He nailed it.
Yeah.
He nailed it. It sounded natural. It didn't sound fake.
It did. To me, anyway.
It sounded
dramatic.
Okay, it sounded
dramatic.
It sounded too well done. Do you know? But again, Chael Sonnen says it all the time. When you have that platform, that moment is your chance. When the whole world is watching, use it to your advantage.
McGregor card, yeah? Co-main event. First fight in the UFC. Moves from Bellator. Long time coming, relatively, like 5, 6, 7 months, yeah? Use that platform. Not relatively unknown, because who you are, but there's a bit of doubt around you. Use that platform. You get that 1 minute, like you said, Chael Sonnen says, and he did it. So very well done, man. And to be honest, we now know what's looking likely for the future. So that was the co-main, anyway. Yeah. On to the main event, where Dustin Poirier.
I was just about to say. Sorry, this cinnamon thing's nice. I was just about to say. I hate to say I told you so. And then you got to Dustin.
Okay.
And I got to retract that.
All right.
Because I did fail.
So, yeah, we called the fight. So we predicted these fights. We predict these things.
Call me Mystic Mac.
And we're 1 for 1 in it. So with the first fight, Cash called Chandler. Cash called it. He said that Chandler's going to take the fight. I don't remember how you said it, but I think you said a knockout anyway. But yeah, so that was that. And then obviously the fight that I was almost reluctant to call it. And I didn't call it this way. I didn't see it happening this way. It was such a shock. McGregor took on Dustin Poirier for the second time, 7 years in between. In those 7 years, a heck of a lot of improvement from
both.
Let's say from Dustin, 1 second. From Dustin. McGregor, I called him highly underrated, man. And I want to believe it. I still want to believe it. But I'm just starting to realize he's just very talented with his mouth. He's very, very talented with his mouth and with his words. Okay? I am in the most phenomenal shape of my life. I am in the best place I've ever been. I've never been this strong. I've never been this fit. I've never been this. I've never been that. And then he's got Dana White saying, this McGregor, he's like, you know, he's the most focused I've ever seen him. I almost bought into that. Do you get me? I almost bought into that because I was like, oh man, if that's the case, this McGregor is a problem. A problem. Happy with that pronunciation? A problem to deal with. Yeah. But Diamond Dustin with his Diamond Dustin chili sauce, hot sauce. He pulled it out of the bag.
Wow.
Mad. First round was actually quite close. A lot of people, on Twitter, they were saying
Tell them the result.
Oh, okay, cool. So it ended in the second round, about 2.5 minutes in. I can't remember exactly. Like I said, it's just fresh off.
Forget the time.
Who cares?
It was a madness.
Dustin Poirier knocked, TKO, but he defeated Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor by TKO in the second round.
Madness.
Blood.
Madness.
Mind-blowing. I did call it though. I did see it happen. I did see a win
you did.
for Dustin, but I did not see him winning early, and I did not see him winning
That emphatically.
That's
the word.
I thought it was going to be a dogfight, and
Late on and...
McGregor's cardio was going to let him down, and, that's it. But nah, Dustin, hats off to you, to Ross. Man, that was crazy. So, first round, close. One takedown, fantastic, well done. He took him down kind of unexpectedly. And I was like, what I don't like about Dustin is his stiffness. He appears very stiff, very robotic. When he defends, he does this weird kind of, I can't even do it, bruv. My joints don't allow me to, but it's weird. It's not like the Philly shell. It's some weird, like, flipping, where's he from, Lafayette shell. It's just not serious, yeah?
Louisiana show.
But it worked. It worked. Were leg kicks, calf kicks. Let's be precise here. Calf kicks. He gave Conor a dead leg.
Bookered his leg.
From the first round into the second round. The first round was just getting him ready, putting water in the calf. Yeah? Getting him ready, just gearing him up.
He was tendering that meat.
He was tenderizing it with that little hammer. Yeah? Then, a couple of exchanges in the clinch. So shoulder barge for shoulder barge.
It was fun. That was good.
It was a lot of fun. It was nice. I liked the first round. 10-9 to Conor. A lot of people called it maybe, but the fact that Dustin, the fact that Dustin got a takedown, the fact that he, there's a few other things I can't remember the strike for strike difference. Yeah,
I would, and for me, I would have given Conor the first round.
Why?
Apart from Dustin taking him down and landing a few shots, I thought Conor bossed the round. Conor got back up, flipped him up to the cage, and was the aggressor. So in my opinion, I saw Conor win the first round.
I think it was a close.
It was a close first round. But
I can understand
Conor.
why Conor got it, but like I said, there's a few things that I could have just said. Well, you know what? That's impressive from Dustin, but that's why I'm not a judge. My judging is based on the person and not what's actually happened. Does that make sense? For him, that's good. Sorry.
No, I'm just gonna eat some humble pie.
He's eating some humble pie.
I was so wrong.
You were
Dustin,
wrong,
you are the man, mate. You are the man. I didn't not respect him. I didn't say he's a dead fighter. I just thought Conor was gonna absolutely wipe him.
Yeah.
And I guess I fell for the hype. I believed the hype.
I respect that, man.
And I'm gonna eat the humble pie.
Does it taste? Tastes good? Well, that was a big mouthful. But yeah, man. Where do we go from here? What's his name?
Told him how it ended though. That shot.
Oh man. So yeah, Conor was just taking shots. So second round now, calf kick after calf kick after calf kick. The leg starts to look mash up. It looks like it's turning pink. It looks like ham hock rather than someone's leg.
I picked up on it straight away.
Yeah, you clocked it still.
The thing is, I didn't realize how badly damaged. Sorry, excuse me for talking my mouth full. How badly damaged he was so quickly.
Yes.
I just saw it go red, and I was like to Master, I was like, bro, his legs fucked. Sorry, excuse me. His legs mashed up like badly. But he was still moving alright on it.
Do you want to swallow, bruv? You're just holding it there like it's flipping.
Pause. God, I want to swallow. But one thing I noticed is, and I think you probably picked up on it as well now, I didn't realise at the time, Conor's stance was very weird from the beginning.
It was a bit mad.
He's usually bouncing on his feet.
Yeah.
If you look at his fights, he's bouncing on his feet.
Yeah.
Very stationary.
Very stationary.
Don't think so? Eddie Alvarez.
Not as fluid as he's usually been. Yeah. But I have to give him not credit, but there's an excuse that a very valid. The thing with Conor is when he loses, he's very humble with it, and I respect that. But generally speaking, his reasons are quite valid. You can understand why. So this time round, he put it down to inactivity, okay, or a lack of activity. Yeah. When was his last fight? When was his last fight?
Last year.
Last year. Oh, of course, Cerrone. How much time in the octagon did he get? Not much at all. Okay, and just generally, kind of, he was just parked to the side for a little bit. They just put him there and said, "Listen," you know, he was dealing with a whole bunch of other things there. I think he's focused and he's ready, but he needs time in the cage again. That's where they differ. That's where these two fighters differ. Dustin stayed active. Dustin's gone with Holloway twice, like he didn't fail to mention.
Yeah.
Hooker, 5 rounds, you know, fight of the year candidate, 5 rounds, his last fight. Just activity, just staying busy. So for him to go back in there, it's like McGregor said, he was comfortable in the cage. Unlike him, who hadn't been, you know, Dustin was comfortable in the cage. Unlike himself, Conor, who hadn't been there for a while. He's kind of dealing with a few other things at the same time, and I respect that he's not using anything else as an excuse. He's just saying that I haven't had that much time in that. But you know, credit to Dustin Poirier.
I think Conor is starting to realize the importance of living the life of an athlete, or living the life of your profession.
Yeah.
Any other sport, you might be able to get away with it. Yeah. Mainly team sports. But when it's an individual sport and it's you and one other person across the cage, the ring, against you, if you're not living that, like, I'm not saying Conor doesn't live it majority of the year, but compared to a lot of the athletes out there, he must train crazy. We see he trains a lot. But again, we've spoke about it on previous episodes. If you want to be at the top and reign at the top for a long time, you have to be consistent.
You have to put in the hours, man.
Floyd Mayweather is the biggest example of someone who dominated forever.
Yeah.
Because no matter what he was doing, Mike Tyson said it recently on Logan Paul's podcast, he's a gym rat. Yeah. He lives in the gym. It doesn't matter what he's doing. 5 a.m. sessions, 2 a.m. sessions. The guy would go from nightclub or a strip club after work,
madness,
straight to the gym to train. It didn't matter what he was doing. He had to get a session in.
Crazy.
Doesn't drink alcohol. Lives the life of an athlete. Yeah?
It's a career, innit, man?
And,
it's a
and I get people want to enjoy themselves, and I'm not saying you should be a prisoner to your own profession, but you need to have that mentality of not turning it on and off. You don't just show up for a camp.
Yeah.
And think and this is what I'm saying. Conor was good enough a couple of years ago to get away with that.
Yeah.
But the levels of the game have changed.
Oh my.
People have caught up. So that's what I'm saying. I think he's only now realised maybe I need to stick it out. Because in the post-fight press conference, they were talking about Manny Pacquiao and boxing. And obviously he's not going to shut it down. He's not an idiot. He's a smart man. He's not going to say, no, I'm not on it.
Yeah.
No, I got to. Obviously he's going to keep that there warm. But he wasn't as candid. He wasn't as excited and said, yeah, it's definitely, I'm going to take money and I'm going to knock him out. It wasn't like that. It was, maybe the fight's still there, and I gotta think about it and talk to the team, and it starts to settle in now, and it only happens once. It's sad to say, but once something bad happens to you, you realize that maybe all this time away isn't the best thing. And again, ego aside, just get in the cage. Adesanya does it. Kevin Holland does it. Do you get me?
Yeah.
And they get in there and they fight. Do you get? And you stay on top of your craft. You learn these things. And again, that's why he said about Dustin, and you said it yourself. Dustin's had the time in there. He's used to it now. He's warm to these situations.
Yes.
The experience is vital.
The what? Experience.
Man
said experience.
Expedia.
There we go. Mad.
And it's not. I think it's obviously it gives him a pass because he can say it, because it's the truth about he's been away for a long time. But you just have to. Again, he doesn't sit and complain and cry about it.
this is the thing.
Which is
So
a good thing.
I do not dislike McGregor as a whole. He's actually all right.
He's a decent
When
chap.
it comes to like trash talk and stuff like that, sometimes I just think he crosses the line. You know, obviously, you know,
Really only with Khabib, to be honest.
Nah, he does it with a lot of people. Like the way he went on with Aldo was just so raw. But that's how he wins his fights. He wins his fights by getting under your skin, making you wanna
Mental
just rip
warfare.
his head off. Yeah, and not being able to do so because he's too fast. But yeah, man. I mean, I want to see what's next for him. I would love to see a rematch. So the third, a trilogy fight. But you're saying straight off the bat, innit? Conor takes it.
Wait,
know,
what?
man.
I said Conor wins.
Yeah.
So okay, so let me tell you why I think Conor, if they meet again, why I think he wins. Two things depend on it. Depends on when it happens.
Yes.
No, it's just sorry, that's what it depends on. Not two things, just that one thing. Depends on when it happens. If he does it sooner, I think it's in his benefit.
Why?
If they wait, I think it's better for Dustin.
Why?
I just think.
Well, no. When you say it sooner, okay. So if they wait, are there fights in between? If Dustin gets more fights in between, then yeah, no doubt. He takes it because he doesn't improve with every fight, but his resilience improves with every fight. Does that make sense? He just becomes tougher, and there's like little bits of take homes that he has with
From round one, from when I saw Dustin take him down and how strong Conor was in the defense,
yes,
I kind of had the feeling that maybe if it goes late, Conor might tire out, but that's just not like that. I've always said that, and I said that previously as well. But I just didn't think that Dustin would submit Conor. I just didn't think it would happen from just that first exchange, that first sequence. I feel as though if they do meet again and Conor keeps the distance, he's sharper and smarter with his shots. His shot selection wasn't the best, I'll be honest with you.
It wasn't.
He was throwing a lot of wild uppercuts and a lot of like swing, like loose, loopy hooks.
Yep.
And he was missing a lot of them. Credit to Dustin, because Dustin's head movement was on point for certain parts. But I just feel if he catches him clean in exchanges, he'll put him to sleep or he'll hurt him badly. Because majority of the fight I saw, Dustin was getting stung a lot more than Conor was.
No doubt. No doubt. McGregor's punches, vintage McGregor, had he landed those punches, it would have been like, raw. Probably gone back to sleep, just like the first.
He looked a bit slow to me. That's
It's
just
not
my
that they
opinion.
were slow, they were a little bit lazy. I don't know.
No, just in my opinion,
to call it,
to me it looked slower.
Yeah.
Conor, he just didn't look as sharp. And again, that's ring rust.
Yes.
That's what it comes down to. Cage rust, ring rust, whatever you want to call it. When you're in there and you're consistently fighting, it's all good and well sparring and beating up partners and that and whatnot, and having the team tell you look great, you look fantastic. This, when you're in the cage under the lights, it is different. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but the occasion can get to you. It sucks a bit of life out of you. Every shot feels like it's just a bigger shot, harder shot, heavier shot. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think if he's better prepared about the leg, I just don't understand though how a professional MMA fighter cannot be prepared for leg kicks.
It's not that he's not prepared for them. I just think he didn't.
What, he didn't expect
Every
them?
fighter
He didn't
goes in
what?
with a game plan. Do you understand? And I don't think he had that. And you deal with it based on who you're fighting, who your opponent is. So if your opponent is known for takedowns or is known for leg kicks or is known for something, do you understand? You have a bit more preparation for that. That was a bit of a shock.
Agree.
That's why he kept mentioning after, he had the leg kicks now, he's got the leg kicks now.
I get that, but Dustin's not, he's not renowned for leg kicks.
Yeah.
But he does throw them.
Yeah, of course.
But that's
pretty
what I'm
much
saying.
everyone does.
It's MMA. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You should be expecting someone.
But you go in there thinking,
kick your
this is
legs.
what he does. I'm watching his tapes. This is what he does. I'm gonna train as though I'm in these fights that I'm watching.
I just think like it was
You
just
get
a
me?
bit. It was a bit
No
amateurish
doubt,
in that sense that you are one of the best fighters.
He did say he
of the
checked a few of them. I
generation.
didn't actually see him checking.
I didn't see him check
one or
many
two.
at all.
Literally.
Yeah, I think he checked
And
one.
that was after he got battered.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You have to adjust, and you have to adjust quick.
Yeah.
And it's like you're at this level, You are one of the best fighters. You are a former champion in 2 divisions, not one, 2 divisions. Surely once someone is kicking your leg off, like trying to take your leg off of the meat off of your bone, basically, like a steak. Surely you should realize or make the necessary adjustments then and there.
Yeah, of course. Thing is, calf kick number 1. Oh, okay, that was it. That had a bit of sting to it. Let me be aware of it, but it's probably not going to do too many of those.
1, 2, 3.
Calf kick number 2.
How many did you take?
That one really hurt. Let me check the next one. Let's just say calf kick number 3. I'll check that. Oh, even the check kind of just battered me, and now the muscle belly's sore. I can't even move my leg in time to check these kicks. They're getting very they're starting to take their toll on me. First one, second one, you kind of don't really adjust straight because you don't assume that's going to be the plan. Then you see Dustin Poirier, who's like, raw, calf kick 1, that wasn't part of the game plan, but now that I've done it, or maybe it was, but I'm just making things up here, yeah? Okay, that one worked. I can see he's wincing in pain. I can see he's struggling to move. You saw it, you noticed it, but even before I did, even before the commentator said anything, he's struggling to move now. He's a lot more static. He just sat down a lot, he moved a bit weird. And that's probably because the leg got damaged early on. So then he just started to target it. Just like when you're, if your eye is swollen, you target the eye so that the guy can't see. Did you get me? He started targeting that calf to make sure that, I got you now. I mean, it's like a mouse in a trap, innit? Like, you just caught his little hand. Now I'm gonna make sure you pay. I'm gonna target it. So, yeah, man.
I think Michael Chandler said it best. I think that's what Michael Chandler said. Conor is better than what people... Okay, I don't even know if Chandler said this. I might be making this up. Probably Benjamin Franklin said it. I don't know. Conor is better than what people think, but he's not as good as he thinks.
Oh, when did he say this?
I don't know if he said that. Maybe I just think I made it up in my head. I don't know. I feel like I might have heard it before, or I feel like it's just come in my head. I think he's better than people give him credit for, but I don't think he's as good as he thinks he may be. Yeah?
When he's got that self-confidence,
I just it's annoying because I feel like he can take this Poirier fight. It's the same with Dillian White and Alexander Povetkin.
Yeah,
I just feel this guy's got his number, but again, when you're not in there and you're not consistent and you're not fighting enough,
that's the difference.
It happens. Like saying they always say hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Yeah,
Conor's got the talent, and again, like I said, up until certain parts of his career,
hard in bursts.
Yeah,
you get me.
And up until a certain moment in his career, he was getting past these guys because he was talented, such a different level to them.
What's his name? Roy Jones.
Yeah,
talent. Yeah. I mean, just getting through, not necessarily having a mad skill set. Okay, what's his name has it? McGregor's got a skill set, but the talent was there. Gifted in certain aspects, his speed. They were talking about. They broke down. I can't remember what the show, what the thing is, but UFC broke down the science behind the fighter in it. And they're talking about his punch speed, bro. It's like 0.18 seconds.
Who, Conor?
Yeah. It's so fast that you can barely react to it. It's faster than your reaction time. Do you get me? Mm. So you just don't have time to react to it.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
It's crazy. So
but that goes when you're not in the cage.
Yeah.
When you're not fighting,
exactly.
And then that's your bread and butter. That's what you rely on.
Yes.
You're not someone who... Listen, I'm not going to say I'm a grappling expert because I'm not.
Are you not?
I'm not. But I'm former WBC heavyweight champion of the world. Listen, realistically though, from the naked eye test and from someone who's been watching the MMA game for a long time, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but when it comes to ring rust or cage rust, if you're a fighter who heavily relies on grappling or your jiu-jitsu or your wrestling or whatever it is, you can get away with cage rust, I feel. Mm-hmm. But if you're someone who heavily relies on your striking, you got to be consistent.
You've got to keep them tools sharp, innit? You have to keep them tools sharp.
Because you're not only hitting a stationary object, you're hitting someone who's moving consistently. Whereas if you're grappling with someone, you grab onto them.
Yeah.
That cage rust that you have is being worn off as you're fighting them in the clinch.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Whereas if I'm missing shots consistently, and
that's it.
It's that never-ending cycle. Okay, it's gonna go once I land the next one. Oh, then I miss the next one. Okay, let me land the next one. Let me land the next one. And you keep missing,
Yeah.
And it's that reaction time, it's that speed, it's that sharpness that you're missing. Flow state. We talk about flow state a lot.
Yeah.
And you got to be in that flow state. When Conor's in that flow state, he's like Jim Lampley says, when he's in the groove. But he said it in one fight back in the day. When he's in the groove, his shots flow like butter.
Mad.
Yeah. And that's what it is, and that's what he heavily relies on. And it's just, I'm not gonna say he let himself down. He could have done better, but again, kudos to Dustin.
Yeah.
Dustin did what he had to do. He shocked us. He shocked me definitely because he came down. He came in that first round and went straight for not straight for a takedown, not straight away, but he landed it. He got it. He got him down. And then the relentlessness. It's easy to get someone hurt and more like just sort of you got someone hurt and lose focus or
not know
head
how
hunt
to continue. Yeah.
But he didn't. He stayed smart.
Yeah.
He rode a few shots. He saw that Conor was trying to counter him.
Yes.
And he did what he does best. Pour on that pressure. Pouring that pressure. Poirier.
Wow.
And it worked for him. And like Conor said, he's been there. He's been putting in the work, and he got his just what's it? Just dessert, just rewards.
What are you saying?
You know when someone gets their just, it's that saying that you get your just.
I don't know, bro.
Just rewards.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
Pretty certain it's that. Whatever, he got what he deserved basically.
I don't know, bro.
He's worked very hard. He's beaten so many top guys. And now it's who does he fight next?
Mike
Tyson.
Chandler.
Mike Tyson versus Dustin Poirier.
Mike Tyson versus Dustin Poirier.
No, listen, it's who did they both fight?
No, but that's what Dana said.
Okay,
It's next.
yeah.
So the title fight will be for them two, for Dustin Poirier versus Chandler.
Well, Habib spoke to Dana.
Yeah,
And Habib wasn't.
got his just rewards. Okay, good man.
See, I'm smart.
So good at English.
I'm good at English language and English literature and English literature.
Carry on.
Yeah, Dana said afterwards that
Dana.
Dana said he spoke to Habib, and Habib was like, "I'm on a different level to these guys. What do you want me to do?" Really? I basically, I think they were all wanting Conor to win. Conor wins, and then they build that rematch, that big rematch, because that Dustin Habib rematch isn't really gonna sell, in my opinion.
What? The McGregor rematch?
No, Dustin and Habib.
Oh, no. That's dead, bruv.
So I think
I'm just responding to a follower. I don't know what he just said, bruv. Who are you referring to here? Carry on.
I think he's referring to Dana.
How can he say Dana's doing nothing for the UFC? He is the UFC, bruv.
Anyway,
I'm gonna ask him anyway. Yeah.
Habib said, like, I'm on a different level to these guys. Like, what do you want me to do? It's not really enticed me enough. A bit of bollocks. I think that
that's a cack response, yeah.
But it is what it is.
From the get go. Or if I'm excited enough, I'll come back. You've got Michael Chandler. That's a fight that would be interesting to watch. Two solid wrestlers in their own kind of respect. Yeah. You've got Charlie Olives, who's thicker than a broomstick. Yeah. That's a fight that would give you problems. Yeah. And
big problems.
And it's just like, but if you don't want to come back, you have the right to say, I'm just not going to come back.
Mm-hmm.
You call it running if you like.
Listen,
call
he
it
can wait it out
if you like, or just call
he
it.
He could wait it out as long as he wants and come back in 3 years and it will sell.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
no doubt.
Floyd could come back. Mayweather could come back in his 50s and sell out an arena and huge pay-per-view numbers.
Yeah.
You've built that following. Doesn't matter. Habib, do what you need to do. Like Cormier said, no one, he doesn't care. I want to see Habib back in there, but at the moment, I'm excited. My guy from Bellator came over and got a knockout.
Crazy.
And like Dana said, Master's referring to it. Dana saying the next fight will probably be for the title. It will be Dustin Poirier versus Michael Chandler. What a fight. It's funny because just before we walked into the studio, you said to me, I don't think Dustin will get the title for a long time.
I wanted to touch on that still.
And
I don't think he's getting that title. I don't think he's getting that title. Styles make fights. Dustin Poirier smashed it to win this fight and to beat McGregor. Does he beat him in a rematch? Maybe, maybe not. Does he beat Chandler?
I don't think he beats Chandler.
It's unlikely, man. Does he beat So he's not gonna get the belt then. Let's just say they fight next. He's not gonna get the belt. Yeah. I feel like this is
Next in line is Oliveira.
Next, Oliver. He's not beating Oliveira either. Who is he beating? Again, I don't want to sound like a hater because now it sounds like I was also saying Dustin calls the shots now, so he can. I don't know, man. It's just a difficult. This division is so, like, there's just so many contenders, so many people that are like worthy of fighting for it.
Just name a couple of them. Habib.
We did this last week. Habib. Okay, let's put him to the side. McGregor. Let's even put him to the side. Because we don't know, even though he said, don't count me out yet. He literally just said that an hour ago. Yeah. You've got Dustin. You've got Chandler. You've got Justin Gaethje. You still got Hooker, but you can even put him to the side now because he's not going to get that shot for a while. Yeah. So we've got 3. Do you have Tony? Not for a title, I guess. You got Charlie Olives. You definitely got Charlie Olives. You've got, who else have we got, man? I mean, there's at least 4 people that are there kind of just worthy of taking it. You get me? I don't think Justin's going to get it. It's Charlie Olives, it's Chandler.
And it's Poirier.
And then it's Poirier, man.
It's those 3 for the title.
And in
contention.
That order.
I believe Chandler when he says he's going to win the title within the first 12 months of his UFC career.
Bruv, it looks like he's going to do it in the first
2 fights.
Yeah,
in the second fight. I think he beats Poirier, in my opinion. Oh, wow. My ear.
Popped.
Yeah.
That's mad. Your jaw clicked, innit? One of them ones or no?
Oh,
right, guys.
Sorry. End of the show?
Yeah. Chandler will probably take that fight. You right there, mate?
Yeah, sorry. It was weird, just random. Bing. It's gone though. I think I just got hit by Conor.
Wow. The kick.
Yeah, I think if they go to the ground, I think Chandler takes it. And I think if they exchange shots, I think Chandler's too explosive and I think he'll catch Poirier.
Yeah.
But Poirier's proved me wrong before. And he'll no doubt prove me wrong again. Yes, why not? He did also say that he's interested in an Nate Diaz fight. I would love to see that.
Yeah,
I would love to see that because I heard Diaz is coming back down to 155. Diaz comes back to 155 is a problem.
154.
It's a problem.
Yeah. I'm just gonna cut you off for a second. I'm going to completely ignore this guy now. Every time he does that,
do what?
Because
what was it?
Every time any word I say with the letter R in it, yeah. He just puts a W in there.
No, I
don't.
It's
just jarring.
I don't.
Even when we came to start the episode, I couldn't because he kept doing it. Welcome back, everybody. Everybody. Episode 31, 32, whatever you were saying. So I'm just going to ignore the guy. I told him if you carry on, I have to crack your skull, blood.
He's going to quack my skull? Listen, that's irrelevant of the fact of the matter is...
Oh, this guy.
Dustin...
I have to put you to sleep.
Put me to sleep. Where's Joy Joyce?
Joy Joyce. What? Oh, he's fighting Usyk. Yeah, I think they're trying to get the Usyk fight. Usyk. Usyk.
Listen, sorry. Let's get back to it.
Go on then.
I think Chandler wins the title.
Yeah.
I think he takes on Charlie Olives. And I think Charles Oliveira wins that fight.
Yeah.
And I think Charles dominates for a long time. He just looks so good and scary, bruv. In everything.
Charlie Olives?
Yeah.
Charlie Olives is too sick, man. I mean, if
for you, there's probably only one guy that can beat him.
Pereira? Michel
Pereira?
That would be crazy still.
See, you don't say Pereira.
Else is my
you say Pereira?
Because he's got a foreign name.
R perfectly.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's a foreign R, innit? Foreign?
See, you did it yourself.
Shut up.
I wasn't even listening. I didn't pick up on it.
Fine.
No, I didn't pick up on it.
That's bad.
You picked up on it yourself, and then you picked it up on yourself.
Zoom in on his head.
Zoom in.
But yeah.
Mine's not that big.
Guys.
Bubble?
Is this the end of it?
People like your comment about the dogs when I eat and I hit my head.
Good. He chews with his head. You know, like dogs ain't got hands in it. So when they eat, they move the food with their mouth. So he's like
that, innit?
And it bounces. They bounce it into their mouth. Flipping pig. Dog.
Pig
dog.
Pig dog.
Doglet.
Doggy.
Guys,
Doggy.
that was UFC 257. I think there's no events for a couple of weeks now, man.
They also announced UFC 260 March.
I don't know the dates. 27th? Is it?
You put me out of a job. Stipe Miocic will take on Francis Ngannou. I was so close to saying Ndango.
Good.
Francis Ngannou for the second time. The rematch is on. I think that these wars with Daniel Cormier have taken it out of Stipe. I love Stipe. I rate Stipe. I think it's Ngannou's time.
Ngannou's an animal, bro.
Scary.
Ngannou's an
Stipe
animal,
completely neutralized him in the first fight.
Yeah.
But this was a new, naive, arrogant Ngannou.
Yes.
Someone who's flying out to Paris
Dependent
a couple
on
of days
size,
before his fight.
He based it on his size. He based it on his what he knows
Power,
of
his
himself.
physique. I think this new
he underestimated.
Ngannou's been taking out everybody. He's been wiping people out.
Yeah.
Cain Velasquez. There's a bit of a dodgy one. Who did he fight last?
Who did he fight last?
Let me double check.
Do it. Check it.
But yeah, I don't know. I think the Cormier trilogy took it out of Stipe a little bit. The wars take it out of you, bruv. I don't care what anybody tells me. They do. You don't think so? You just gonna yawn now?
It says I agree, bruv. The heck's wrong with you, man? Who's gonna say no wars don't?
Yeah, Jairzinho.
Oh yeah,
destroyed Jairzinho.
Yeah.
Knocked out Junior Dos Santos. Cain Velasquez. It's a very good four. Superb. Cain Velasquez, bro. Curtis Blades, who everyone's talking about. So let's see how that goes. And then that's the main event, obviously, of the card. And then on the co-main event is going to be Alexander Volkanovski and Brian Ortega.
Yes.
We touched on as well. So exciting times. Exciting times coming.
Punish this youth, bro.
The lightweight division is on fire at the moment. An amazing card. Superb. And
what's he doing?
Habib.
He's on Instagram, bro.
Habib said you can like him or hate him, but you have to respect him.
About whom?
This guy built this sport, UFC.
Oh, Dana.
Thank you for everything, Dana White.
He's talking about Dana.
I have so much respect for you. So it sounds like a kind of a retirement kind of
he's saying that's it, man.
Thanks for everything, boss.
Yeah, cheers, pal.
Cheers.
Thanks for the paycheck.
And
I'm gone. Right off into the sunset with my followers, my businesses. I don't need to prove nothing else. I'm at my legacy. Yeah, man. Guys, girls, ladies, gents, this has been episode 32 of the Sweet Science Podcast. I've been your boy, Fat Mouse.
Wait, hold on.
He says, hold on again. All right, go on then, talk about it. He's showing
February 27th, Canelo Alvarez returns to the ring. Just a little announcement. Obviously, it's nothing major, but it's just a Canelo fight. Is that major?
He's a big fan, so anything.
Fanboy.
Canelo woke up.
Fanboy.
Guys, can we talk about that?
Canelo woke up. Canelo Alvarez will defend his WBA and WBC and Ring Magazine super middleweight titles against Avni Yildirim. Keep doing that. Yeah,
Instagram.
You ruined everything. Instagram.
Carry on.
In Miami, I think it is.
I don't know.
Yes. The Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida. Cherry pick, whatever you want to call it. I know I'm going to get a lot of stick. I always get stick for backing Canelo. But I'm happy to see him in the ring. It's a stay busy fight. Again, consistency, get in there. I don't care. You got to fight your mandatories. I don't care what anybody says. Why is the person in a mandatory position? How did he get there? I do not know. I do not care.
Yeah.
If it's obligatory and you must, I would do it. Why am I going to lose out on my titles for no reason? No. So, all the stick is unnecessary. It's a mandatory defense. He's got to take it. What do you want him to do? Relinquish the titles?
Never.
He relinquishes it, fight someone else. People say, "Oh, he's giving up his belts. You're a coward." And then he takes on his mandatories, and people are going to say, "Oh, he's fighting bums." Complain to the WBC, the WBA. Chat to the organizations and say, "Why is this person in that position?" It's not the fighter's fault, and it's not for Canelo. It's just for everyone. Yeah,
correct.
But yeah. Congratulations, Dustin Poirier. Congratulations, Michael Chandler. Superb performances. The lightweight division is not back. It is on fire.
It is in flames, bro.
Cannot wait for Chandler and Poirier. Poirier Chandler, however you want to do it, A-side, B-side.
I don't do that. I just say the name that comes to my head first, bro.
For me, Conor should probably take the Diaz fight if he doesn't get Poirier next.
Really, and then risk losing again.
It's either that or
back-to-back losses.
in my opinion, it's either that or Gaethje.
Gaethje.
Yeah. Even Hooker. It's just big enough.
Hooker doesn't deserve that fight right now. Not because it's too much to talk about. He doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve that fight right now. But who is McGregor to deserve a fight with him? He's McGregor. Do you see what I'm trying to say? He's the biggest name in the sport.
I think a good fight in terms of name, credibility, styles is Justin Gaethje.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor, Justin Gaethje, they go in there, have a war. I don't even know who's gonna win that because it be the same way Poirier does it to him. Gaethje hits even harder and is more of a crazy guy. So let's see.
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna conclude it this time.
Please do subscribe.
Oh yes, guys, please subscribe. There's buttons everywhere. There's ways to do it now. There's several ways to do it. So just subscribe, like this video, please. Comment. Let us know what you think of it. Where do you see? So who's gonna be by the end of this year? Who's gonna hold that belt, or who's next after Khabib? Who's gonna have that belt? Who's gonna wrap that belt around them next? Poirier, Chandler. It's only one of them two, really, isn't it? There's no point in mentioning the other names. End of the year, if they defend it again towards the end of the year, who's taking it? Is it Oliveira? Charlie Olives? I think so. Anyway, I've been your boy, Fat Mouse. A lot of people say, why are you called Fat Mouse? I'm getting fatter and fatter. It's going to change to obese mouse soon.
That's not true.
I'm down 5 kilo, but blood. In the grander scheme of things, I'm up 25. So that's a lot of weight, man.
Don't give up.
I'm not giving up, brother. You mad?
Are you mad or what?
I'm training, man. I'm taking it
follow us on all the
seriously again.
socials. Make
Follow
sure
us on
you do
everything.
it. Support the cause. Support the team. We have been the Sweet Science Media. This has been the Sweet Science Podcast. Thank you for watching. Link for Spotify is in the description down below.
Somewhere.
Make sure you hit that button. Listen to it.
Do it, man. Do it.
And yeah,
It's been an absolute pleasure. UFC 257 was crazy. Can't wait for some more. We'll be with you lot again next week.
Cash with a K, not C. I don't know why I said that.